Hi everyone, and welcome to Book Boop. My name is Rachel, and welcome to a mini vlog. If you haven't seen one of these before, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a vlog, but it's just short and just one video and not a bunch of videos mashed together over several days. So I've got my iced coffee here, and it's just more of a hangout video, time to be able to catch up, chat about how life's been going, how my reading's been going, and hopefully a chance and a chill place to kind of chat with you and get to hear how you've been doing, because that's mainly what I want this channel for, is to be able to talk to other people about reading and just to make friends and get to know you. So this is kind of like just a hangout chill video, so grab your favorite drink and hang out with me for a few minutes and let's just chat. So first of all, how's your April going? I hope it's been going well. I hope things are looking up for you. I just hope it's getting better. For a lot of people, it's been so hard. I'm gonna sit this down so I stop jiggling it all over the place because the ice is making noise in there. But I just hope you're doing really well and that things are looking up where you're at. I know different places of the world are more difficult than others for the current climate and everything that's been going on with health. But to be honest, my April has been really, really hard. I just got out of quarantine. I was in quarantine for like 3 weeks, which for me is very, very hard. I know a lot of other people are having it way more difficult than I am. And so don't hear me saying, like, throwing myself a pity party and saying that I think my situation is just the worst it possibly can be, because it's not. I know I'm extremely blessed with the situation I was in and everything. But unfortunately, my daughter ended up testing positive. Very thankfully, though, she literally had a stuffy nose for 2 days. Didn't lose her energy, nothing. She was exactly the same child, just had a stuffy nose. And that was it. That was her experience with getting sick with the virus. So she ended up having to be quarantined for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And then my husband and I quarantined as well. Thankfully, we were extremely blessed and didn't end up getting anything. After we finished quarantining, we both went and got tested and got a negative test. So thankfully, neither one of us got sick. We are incredibly blessed with that, and I know, but it was very hard, especially for my daughter, because she was trapped at home with just her parents for entertainment for 3 weeks. It's hard for a 4-year-old, and it's hard for the parents too, definitely. So it's been a struggle, just being home a lot with her, but I'm so thankful she's back at daycare. I really hated working from home, because my daughter ended up getting tested positive on Good Friday, and I work in ministry, and so I've been working really hard for Easter weekend, and I was supposed to play violin for Good Friday service, so unfortunately that ended up getting nixed, and I was having to stay home. So I had to stay home again for the second year in a row for Easter, which for me was really, really hard. It was very hard to watch the service online instead of being there with my church family. It was so difficult. It was heartbreaking, honestly, but I'm hopeful and praying that hopefully next Easter, I'll be able to be with my church family. I really hope. I ended up missing a surprise birthday thing that I helped throw for my boss. I had to miss that as well and had to be quarantined for that. And thankfully I was able to watch it on Zoom. I was able to see his surprise on Zoom, but I wasn't able to be there, which was a bummer too. But thankfully, finally out of quarantine. I'm hoping to get the vaccine soon, so I won't have to deal with that anymore, because I don't want to have to go through that quarantine experience ever again. It sucked so much. And again, I know there are plenty of other places in the country or all over the world that have much more difficult situations. People are facing much more difficult things. Getting a positive test, I know for some people, is life-threatening. So please do not hear me say, like, my situation was so hard. And it was just difficult for me personally, but I know that I'm extremely blessed with everything I had to deal with. But I'm thankful to finally be out. I just can't believe how much of April I was shut in the house. It just feels like a long time. But I mean, I'm glad I got to spend some extra time with my daughter, and I got to spend extra time with my husband. For my husband, it wasn't much of a change necessarily, other than not being able to go to church or anything and see maybe some of his friends. But my husband works from home full time. He has since lockdown and everything from last year. So for him, it wasn't much of a change, but for me, having to switch completely to working from home and not being able to see my friends at work because I'm also very thankful and blessed that I get to work somewhere I love, and the people I work with are, to me, are considered family. So it was very hard to be away from them, and having to zoom in on all the meetings and all that stuff is just, I hated it because everybody else was there but me. So anyways, I'll stop blathering on about that now, but I'm very happy to be back. I'm happy that it's spring, and I'm happy that it's continually getting more and more beautiful outside, and all the flowers are popping out and all the trees are getting their leaves again, and it's so nice. I'm so glad my daughter can go outside and play, and it's been good. So it's been really good. Other than that, I can't say there's too much else that's been going on in my life that's super exciting to talk about necessarily. I can't even really think of anything specific my husband and I have like watched recently. We mainly watch a lot of video gameplay of different YouTubers. We'll kind of get it sucked into some TV shows here and there. We've been watching the Mighty Ducks TV show that they've made on Disney Plus. I don't have any kind of nostalgia necessarily towards Mighty Ducks, but my husband does, because I don't think I really watched those necessarily when I was a kid, but my husband did, so we've been watching that, and it's been really cute and really, really fun. And kind of the main woman adult character in that is Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. I apologize, I can't remember the actress's name, but she's been fun to see on there because I love Gilmore Girls, so it was fun to kind of see her in a different show and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, just kind of like chilling, hanging out. I have been trying to play Kingdom Hearts since it came out on PC. I've been trying to play the first one, and it is not like I thought it would be. It's really hard to play. There's a lot of fighting, and my husband and I have actually been having to tag team when we get to boss fights because I can't get past the bosses. They're so hard, and like he's struggling with it too, so we have to keep trying and tag teaming over and over. Let me know if there are any video games or things that you like. I have a tendency, I love kind of the hidden object mystery games, specifically the mystery case files games. I love playing those. So I like more like chill games, not necessarily as much of like I'm not necessarily a Zelda person or a Mario person, or I love watching them and I love watching other people play them. Like I grew up watching my brother play Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario and Zelda and all these things, but I was never good at them. But I like playing things like Animal Crossing, kind of like more chill games, but I always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts because it's got the whole Disney thing to it, and you go to like all these different Disney worlds and things, but it's not entirely play-wise what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more exploratory. It's not. It's a lot of fighting. You don't get to like explore the world all that much. It's just like every corner you turn, it's constant bad guys popping out, so you're just fighting all the time, which I think kind of takes away the fun of the game. I don't know if it gets better after the first one, but yeah, let me know down below if you like to play video games and which kind of games you like to play. But I love playing some different video games. I love watching my husband play video games too. We used to play video games together before we had my daughter. We just don't have time to do them anymore. But we used to play like the Lego games together. We used to play a lot of Mario Party and Mario Kart and things like that. And I'm looking forward to when my daughter's a little older and she'll be able to play those things. But okay, I'm done rambling. Let me talk about really quick, like just to catch up on my reading, kind of what I've been reading lately, and let me know down below too, like what you've been up to reading wise and how your reading month's going. I just finished yesterday The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This is a new release. And you guys, it was so good. It's an adult historical fiction, and it kind of jumps back and forth between the 1700s and present day, and we're following in the 1700s this woman who owns an apothecary shop that helps cater to women specifically. However, it also has a different reason for this apothecary catering women. They also sell poisons so that a woman is able to poison a man and off him, whether it's someone that is harming them or is doing something terrible to them or whatever, that they can go and have somewhere to basically get an out, and they can buy a poison, which is horrible, but that's what was happening with this particular apothecary. So we're jumping back and forth between someone in the present day who is kind of finding out about this apothecary and unraveling the mystery of this sort of hidden apothecary in London back in the 1700s, and hopping back and forth. And it's so good, you guys. It's a really quick read. It's really short. Chapters are short. It's very fast paced. It had much more of a mystery aspect to it than I thought it would. So I highly recommend picking this up. And also the cover is one of the prettiest I've ever seen. It's very like Alice in Wonderland looking. I'm sorry there's so much glare because of the library cover, but it's so good. I loved it. So I had a blast reading it. I'll talk about it some more when I do a wrap up and everything. But I have a couple of books that I'm currently reading. So I started this one yesterday and I'm having trouble getting into it. And it's Peter and the Shadow Thieves by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. And this is the second book in the Peter and the Starcatchers middle grade series. And it's a different idea origin story of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell and Neverland and Captain Hook and all that. I liked the first one. It had a lot of focus on pirates and seafaring adventures, which is not something I'm that into. And so far, at least, and I'm only like the tiniest bit in, but so far a lot of it has been taking place on the sea again, which I was hoping it wouldn't. Not that it's bad, it's told well, and it's very fast-paced in this series, but I don't know. I've just started it, though. I'm just having trouble locking back into the characters and what's going on, and I think there's some things I've forgotten from the first book, even though I only read it in December. I think I read the first book in December. But I think there's 5 books in this series. They're pretty chunky, but they read really fast, and they're middle grade, so the font is pretty big and the chapters are really short. So I'm hoping I can get more into that one soon. I'm also trying to work through, I know it says A Ship of Theseus by V.M. Straka. But this is S by JJ Abrams that wrote this one. And so I'm very little into this. This is an extremely difficult book to explain. I haven't read House of Leaves, but it reminds me of House of Leaves in a way. It's about this mystery behind this author, V.M. Straka, or Straka, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's kind of like the mystery of him. He was a very mysterious author. People never really saw him in person. He was just this very mysterious person in history, and he was also supposed to be connected to a bunch of political uprisings and all sorts of things like that. So he was just this very mysterious character, and so we're following 2 college students who are studying this book, which I think was the last book that Straka wrote. And so the entire book is filled with notes. I'm trying to find like a good one where stuff won't fall out, but is filled with like notes. Like every single collection of pages has notes written on the side. So you're reading the book itself, then you're reading all the footnotes and the notes that people are writing inside. There's also a whole bunch of stuff stuck inside it. For example, like one of the pages here has like some notebook paper with some notes on it from one of the students. There are some postcards in here, and they're supposed to stay within the book in these pages. And so it's just extremely multimedia, and it's supposed to be very immersive. I am not very far into it because it is a slog to read. It's hard to figure out what's going on. It's hard to figure out. It's just hard. The book itself, like the book is dry. I'm interested in the college students that are studying it. I'm interested in their like banter and their kind of like growing friendship and their interest in this author. But the book itself, it's very hard to get into. But again, I'm only a little bit in. I am hopeful to get more into it because I think it's something I will really love if I make myself push through it. So thankfully, we're planning on getting out of town for a few days. We're going to go visit some family in a nearby state. And I'm visiting my mother-in-law, and thankfully my mother-in-law lives in a very just like calm home. She lives in the country, and so I feel like I'm able to get a lot more reading in when I'm there. So I'm hoping to hopefully read more of this and to read this. So I'm hoping to get some more reading in while I'm there. It should be good. Looking forward to just getting out of our house for a while and going somewhere else, and just yes. But anyways, that's with me right now. That's how things are going. That's how reading's going. That's how life's going. I know it was a lot. Let me get a sip here. Iced coffee. That's good. I needed a drink. That was a lot of talking. But anyways, again, this video is not only for me to just like dump on you guys what's going on in my life, but also just to hear from you. I really want to hear how you're doing. Again, how's your April going? How's your reading going? How's life going? Can you relate to some of the quarantine stuff I've gone through recently? Have you gotten the vaccine yet? Like, how are you doing? Just, I want to be able to chat down below. You can ask me any questions you want to ask me. Want to chat about anything. It doesn't have to be about anything specific I talked to about in this video. Just chat with me down below. I would love to catch up, to see how you're doing, to get to know you better. I've had a little bit of an influx of subscribers lately, so if you haven't had a chance to say hi yet, please do. I would love to say hi to you down below and just get to know you, because I want to get to know the people that are taking the time to watch my content, and I appreciate it, and your time is valuable, so I appreciate you watching and I'm thankful for it. But just say hi down below. I'd love to chat with you. But thank you so much for watching. You rock. Don't forget to keep reading. Bye.